Hey, what's going on there, YouTube? It's John from Hot Lap RC. This time we're taking a look at something a little different, but the same. Short course trucks are my thing at the moment. Just built a track in my backyard, so the kids love them. We've tried to do some buggies and stuff, and the short course truck with the closed body really is where it's at on a track, as far as like breakages and just being able to just destroy them in demolition derby. It's just a lot funner. So that's where I'm going right now. I can say that in the 30 years of me playing with RC cars, I've never owned anything team associated, so I didn't really know what to expect. I know that that it's a relatively trusted brand, and they've been around for a long time, and they make mostly race stuff, is what it always was to me. Like if a Team Losi and Team Associated and Tamiya, and they made race specific vehicles. So got quite a few different. I have a Slash, I have the Senton, I have the Team Associated, I have the Team Losi Tenacity. So I just have quite a few different short course trucks, and we'll go through them on the track and do some videos. So unboxing, I'm not big on unboxings. It's already open, but again, just like the Arma Senton, I did not play with it yet. That's right. I did go outside for like a second to make sure it worked, and the mud flaps are a dead giveaway. But obviously you don't want to drive this on pavement much because the tires are there's not a lot to them. I think they're for like a hard packed clay, like legit racing, and that's not what my backyard is. So I'm curious to know how traction's going to be, especially compared to a normal Traxxas style tire, or even something like on the Senton, or I have these the Proline Badlands on the Traxxas Slash, and this is the Senton tire. Is basically the same thing. It's just like a copy of it for the most part. So again, Team Associated, one thing I'll say is it's really smooth. The other ones don't seem to, well, that one's not bad. Anyway, Traxxas vehicles don't seem to slide as nice. They seem to be more geary. This one's like really, really smooth. First thing I'm noticing. Another is it seems light. I could be wrong, but it seems like it's lighter than the Traxxas Slash. I'll, maybe be able to look into it and confirm it later, but it definitely feels more less weight. So anyway, suspension is really nice on this thing too, and I think it's plastic shocks, yeah, but they are really nice. I mean, the dampening is beautiful. Now, of course, once you take a few huge jumps, you're going to destroy them, so eventually you're going to end up putting shocks in this, and I think they kind of understand that. Obviously you're buying most of the chassis in the power plant. Shocks are easily replaceable. So let's flip it over, see what kind of design they chose. So they chose kind of like the Arma. It's that flat design. Really nothing to catch on to. Now, does the suspension go all the way below? So it doesn't seem to in the back. It seems like the suspension, maybe it will go, but it's going to hit the body pretty bad. Now the front kind of does the same thing. So if you bottom this thing out tremendously, you're going to really put a lot of power on those shocks, because when it recoils, it's going to hit the ground, but there's still shock left. So that's what's going to take the force rather than this flat body. Whereas like on the Arma Senton, if you look at this, well, anyway, you don't need the body to see it, but you see how the tire goes well beyond the body, so there's still shock. So this takes the impact and not your four shocks. So this, you're going to end up blowing the shocks out if you're trying to bash with it. You're trying to do monster jumps. You're going to end up destroying it, which isn't really what this is for. It's a race truck. I bought this literally for the backyard track. Have fun with. It's got little mud flaps, which are cute and cool and seem to work somewhat decently. Rear bumper. It's kind of like the HPI Blitz, reminds me. What's going on back there? Nice wide, solid bumper. It's got a little bit more meat to it than some of them do. I would like a full wrap around, personally, just because these trucks are always slamming into stuff. But what are you going to do? It's always aftermarket. Body-wise, it's got this mat in the back, and I've watched other videos where they said it scratches really easily. It also seems to be kind of weak, especially in this area, which is where they mostly break from landing like this over and over again. It just cracks all this, and then the body's trashed. So let's take it off, check it out. As far as color goes, you know, I'm not in love with it. I think like the armor looks a lot better, and some of the Traxxas slashes have like a better look to them, as far as, you know, graphics and the overall design. You know, it's kind of cheesy to me, but you know, it does the job. It is what it is. Also, just the design of the body, it's a little bland. There's really not a lot of style that goes into it. It doesn't really look like any specific vehicle. It just looks like one of those $30 eBay Traxxas slash bodies, kind of like this one, where it's just very generic and just is what it is. So, let's dive in. Let's always flip it over first, take a look inside. Like I said, I did run it outside for just a second. It was actually kind of rainy outside. But it's got like a coating. It's, you know, it's decent. I won't say it's the thickest material, but it seems that it'll probably hold up. Especially if you get some, you know, this Gorilla tape. Stuff's great. Gorilla duct tape. And you line it, you know, do a couple layers of it right here, and it'll just kind of strengthen that whole section. Just make sure it's really clean, which mine is not, and you try to get down every seam. You don't want pieces of the duct tape sticking up, because then dirt's going to get stuck up in there and it's just a mess. You want nice clean seams. So if you're going to go over these bumps, you got to really try to get, you know, all the air out. Yada, you know how to do it. So anyway, off to the body. Take a look at the actual truck. Very clean design compared to something like a Slash. Get tired of looking at all that damn gray sometimes. The drive shaft looks like it's metal. You can see it running down through there. Looks pretty easily accessible as well. A couple screws and that whole thing just pulls off. Motor's located in the back. It's got room for either short or long batteries. You're going to have to use this little block to take it out and then lose it, and then have your little battery in here just slide back and forth like everybody does. It does not come with this connector. These are my XT150s. I ended up putting this on there. I can't remember what this actually comes with. I think it's, I don't know, I cut them all off. I want to say it's one of the Deans, I think. I think it was a Dean's connector. So the motor's a Reedy 3500 kV. And Reedy powered ESC. Not exactly sure the specs. It's got a 7 kilogram Metal Gear Reedy servo. You know, seems to do the job. It's an RTR. It's ready to run. Team Associated really has always been like a kit company, kind of like Losi. They generally don't even really sell you the motor. It's kind of like you figure out the electronics, and we're just going to build you an amazing track vehicle. So $330, ready to run with the motor, brushless motor, speed controller. This is the transmitter it comes with. It kind of reminds me of a DX2E from Tactic, but you know, it's simple. It's 2-channel, not 3. Does the job on and off. You know, it's got low battery indicator. All your normal functions. It's comfortable. It's a little bit of room if you got big hands. Not huge, but enough. It's an okay design. It's not horrible like the HPI design. Like I said, tires they're very nice quality. I just don't know if they're going to work on my surface. We're going to find out because I bought a lap counter, and we'll pit tires versus tires and see which ones are actually faster. So again, bottom servo saver looks, you know, pretty easy to get to. A couple screws that comes out. Battery tray has a pin. Plastics seem pretty good. It's not a ton of meat. I've seen, you know, like Arma and stuff definitely have more meat. but this also feels a lot lighter. So, again, shocks are just plastic, guys. Not even adjustable. You have to put the little spacers in there. Seem pretty good where they're at now, but again, so I'll go out there, hit those jumps and ruin it, I'm sure. There's a lot of extra wire hanging out over here, so I ended up putting a little zippy tie, just kind of holding it here. But I mean, that's a lot of wire. The speed controller's here and the motor's here, and there's 8 inches of wire. I'm not really sure what it's all doing, but it was all just kind of like, hey, I'm flapping around. So you can see that nice, looks like a metal steering servo horn, whatever, which is nice. It's nice to see like parts like that on things. So anyway, it's got dog bones all the way around. 4-wheel dog bones. I mean, for $330, what do you can expect? It's got some adjustability, obviously. I apologize. Little allergies going on right now. Change of seasons. So yeah, you got quite a bit of adjustability. They give you some room to play there. Overall, I'm pretty happy. I can't wait to really get it outside and run it. See how it does. See if we can get some specs off of this box here. So it's fully assembled, ready to run. It's got a 550, 3500, 4-pole brushless, splash proof. Yeah, splash proof. What the hell does splash proof mean? It means I can't get it wet. That's what that means. Brushless speed control, 2 and 3S compatible. 2.4 gig, XP Metal Gear servo, painted body, 16mm big bore composite fluid filled shocks. 15-spoke off-road hex drive wheels with high grip racing tires. Yeah, we'll find out. Bumpers, upgraded CVAs, and rear dog bones for improved durability, heavy-duty differentials, aluminum drive shaft, and center slipper clutch. Composite modular chassis with enclosed water-resistant receiver box. All metric hardware, adjustable steel turnbuckles, and ball bearings throughout. That's one thing I did like, was everything was completely adjustable. You could just see all of the adjustable turnbuckles. So yes, it did in fact come with a Dean's at the box, because there it is there. Water-resistant box, the wheels, there's your sealed diff, fluid-filled shocks. Seems like all the info we're going to get. So with that, get ready for part number 2, in which case we're going to run it on the track. See you later.